Hello folks, today I want to talk to you all about programming languages. Now, in the world today, there are millions of different programming languages. Some have come, some have gone, some are just appearing. These on the screen you will see are a few of the languages out there. We are going to be using Python this year, but I want to show you the two main flavors of programming language. First, we have translated languages. Now, a translated language is one like Python. Python writes its code in normal English, and that will go into a translator. The translator will then interpret this and make it work on one of several different operating systems, or many. So the code can go from a Python to a Windows machine, or to a Mac, or even to Linux. So you can write it once and run it many times. The alternative, of course, is to use what is known as a compiler. Code made for a compiler, the code is taken, it is put into the compiler. But on a compiled program, if the program is compiled only for a Mac, it would not work on a Windows or a Linux machine. Nope, not happening. Cross those two out. Only works on one system. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to both of these systems, so let's see what they are. Firstly, languages like C++ are compiled. Compiled programs have their software written only for one chipset or one system, so they can use the features of that system, and that and the way they're written makes them much faster. If you want high performance, high power computing, you want to use a compiler. This is why most games you'll play on a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC are all written in compiled languages. If you have the time to make it, a compiler is a much faster way of doing things, but it limits the number of systems it'll work on. The alternative of course, is a compiled language. Not compiled, sorry, an interpreted language. Interpreted languages will work on any of these operating systems. So, say you want to write a small program once and then use it again and again and again in different places without any problems or issues. You want to use an interpreted or translated language. These languages are slower, but are much faster to develop, and they work absolutely anywhere. So, this year we are going to learn computing using Python. And I'm sure the first question in your head is why? Or in fact, the first question in your head is probably, what is Python? Well, Python is a nice, relaxed language made by a Dutchman called Guido van Rossum about 20-30 years ago, but is now one of the most widely used programming languages. It's called Python because he is a massive fan of the old English TV show Monty Python, which we have a short clip of here for you.
And welcome to Munich for the 27th City Olympiad, an event held traditionally every 3.7 years, which this year has brought together competitors from over 4 million different countries. And here we are at the start of the first event of the afternoon, the second semi-final. people with no sense of direction. Just giving the competitors lane 1, Skolomoski of Poland, lane 2, Zanapatik of France, lane 3, Grobovich of the United States. Next to him, Drabble of Trinidad, next to him, Fernandez of Spain, and in the outside lane, Borman of Brazil.
So, that was the TV show. It was based on a very silly 1970s comedy show. Another reason for learning it is fairly easy to learn. You can get the basics of programming, the basic idea of how things work, and write real functioning code in a pretty relaxed and nice environment. I'll tell you about harder ones later if you want me to, but this is a nice, relaxed environment, which to me is a great idea for this. Finally, you can write this code on any system you want pretty much, and it will work in the classroom. So here in the school we use PCs. At home I use a Mac, and all the code I write on my computer for my Mac, all my Python code on my Mac will work perfectly on school computers. The same with Android, Ubuntu, iOS, you name it. It's all out there, it can all be used. So, the reasons we use Python, and what have we learnt today? Well, we should have learnt the differences between interpreted and compiled languages. We should have learnt what the Python programming language is, and also had a brief insight into Monty Python, and we should have learnt about why we're learning it. I hope this has helped you, and I hope you can complete the worksheet you will see on the main page. Best of British luck.